Hello, this video covers 10 architectural themes: low and high density detached homes, garden apartments, buildings that have grass roofs or underground or above the tree line, then glass, neoclassical, desert and other buildings. Technical architects usually use Revit, and architectural artists typically use tools like SketchUp which have architectural materials built in. Here SolidWorks was used to make a plain color low detail model to then render with AI. This could be done with any 3D CAD tool that has transparency for windows. Chrome AI, Midjourney and Magnific AI were used to create renders based on the CAD images. They were edited using Midjourney, upscaled using Magnific, and were turned into videos using plain AI. It is possible to get quicker and better results using prompts alone instead of rendering CAD images, however this reduces control. Finally, at the end of this video, fractal town layouts are discussed which can avoid the scaling problems of many cities. Part 1. Detached family homes in the country or suburbs. This simple round house uses internal walls to support the floors and roof, allowing for an uninterrupted perimeter of tempered curved glass. This glass house is cube-shaped to minimize surface area and is simple to build as all windows and supports are the same size. The roof garden and ground floor parking save space. Each of the 6 bedrooms has 180-degree views from the center. This house has an A-frame on all 4 sides. This means that no outer walls are required, just roof and windows, making it strong and simple to construct. This simple rectangular home has been given Georgian styling in the simplest way possible, using a cross-gable roof supported by 4 pillars, and by using limestone blocks instead of bricks. Barn homes can be made using cheaper construction methods similar to that of warehouses. Part 2. Tall, thin, detached homes. Simple 6-story homes could have a single large room on each floor with a garage on the ground floor and roof terrace. Freehold homes avoid service charges, can be modified and maintained by their owners, and reduce the problems of smoke, smells, flooding and noise from neighbors compared with flats. To get similar density to apartments, freehold homes need to be tall and thin. This is another style of 6-story detached home. The A-frame shape creates a feeling of lower density while being cheap to build. Minimizing staircase area is critical for tall, thin homes. These circular 10-story homes have an enclosed spiral staircase around the outside with a door on each floor, keeping the rooms private from the staircase. This takes up the minimal space possible. The enclosed spiral would also contain utility pipes and wires. This shows a housing estate of tall, thin detached homes. An oval shape with a central park doubles the parking available, prevents through traffic, and creates a calm atmosphere. They have roof terraces instead of gardens, and the 5 stories allow for 8 25 square meter bedrooms at the front and back with a central staircase. Part 3. Garden apartments. Here each apartment has a garden on the floor above. The garden takes up the whole floor except for the shaft for lift and stairs. Apartments usually lack gardens, making them less suitable for families with children. Having a yard gives space for workshops, tools, storage, growing plants, sunbathing and eating outside. These apartments each have a large rounded balcony garden. These 2-story apartments face directly onto their gardens, which are also 2-story, to let more light in. These 3-story apartments each have a round balcony garden. This building increases the density at which people can live in detached 2-story homes with gardens. These round homes have domed greenhouses on their roofs instead of gardens, allowing for high density of large spacious homes. Part 4. Grass roofs. These are 4 houses hidden in the shape of a grass hill. Each house has only 1 glass side, so none of them face directly into the windows of another home. This round house is covered in foliage. People inside can see out clearly as they are close to the foliage, but people outside cannot see in. Hedges and plants are grown on the balconies, so less damp protection is required than for green walls. This stack of small manufactured grass roof pod homes are connected by a central staircase. These grass roof terrace houses all face onto other grass roofs, so they feel closer to nature. These grass roof detached houses also all face onto other grass roofs, so they have a natural view. These buildings are shaped like hills with porthole windows, causing minimal disruption to nature despite taking up a lot of space. This large round building could be placed next to a motorway and would look like a normal earth barrier. It allows for high-density accommodation while creating green space. The staircases and corridors are on the outer edge. This town blends in with the countryside since the whole town is shaped like a hill. Each building has a curved green roof, with the tallest building in the middle. There are 4 streets in each direction for a total of 21 buildings. The whole town is walkable within 3 minutes, and it allows high population density with minimum environmental disruption. This town has a continuous roof garden. Each building is a square with a circular central shaft allowing light into every part of the building. People can use the roof garden as a street while cars parking and transport are underground. This allows an endless number of buildings to be densely packed against each other with no gaps for streets, minimizing the urban area. Although the sides are shown as open here to show the structure, the external sides could be covered with greenery so the whole town blends in with the countryside. Here, a 6-story grass roof residential building is built over a motorway, creating a tunnel of any required length. It reduces the need for new land for building, reduces the noise pollution for buildings next to the motorway, and produces a nature bridge for wildlife. Part 5. Underground. This grass roof home is invisible except for a skylight. Unlike a normal house, animals and insects could walk straight over it without any obstacles. Underground homes minimize the disruption to nature even more so than grass roof buildings. Their only disruption to wildlife is the area taken up by their skylights. This underground square house has an underground car park. Light enters the skylight into a central atrium surrounded by 3 stories of rooms. A boundary of hedges or bollards prevents vehicles driving overhead. This underground block of apartments has underground parking for each floor. A central shaft allows light into all apartments. An outer circular corridor lets residents get from the cars to their apartment. From a ground level, the building is invisible, making it suitable for areas of natural beauty. Part 6. Above the tree line. This tulip-shaped building gives views above the tree line and requires minimal footprint, so such buildings could be dotted around a forest without removing many trees. This sphere gives 360-degree views over the tree canopy. For example, in areas where agricultural land is turned back into forest, active tint glass can block light to prevent damage to insects and birds. This large 2-story building is supported by pillars containing lifts and staircases. It enables forest to be planted all around with no interruptions to wildlife movement at ground level. This house, supported by stilts, has parking above ground for ease of access. Urban sprawl can damage remaining natural habitats. Towers with small footprints could minimize this while having a similar visual impact to that of wind turbines. They could be placed at motorway junctions, train stations, or near other public transport. Part 7. Glass buildings. This glass dome house is fully immersed in nature, having a glass ground floor under which plants grow, and 2 floors with 360-degree views. Glass, especially rounded glass, is less visually intrusive to landscapes. This glass dome building has a continuous grass-covered spiral balcony that joins the floors. These homes are perfect spheres, excluding the bottom 10% required for the base. Being spherical and made of glass, they are less of an eyesore in a natural environment. Glass spheres can be made using existing techniques for domes. This is a building inside a greenhouse. Each apartment looks onto an outer ring filled with plants which make the building look green from the outside. These are multi-story domes so that each floor has an upward view of the sky or stars. Part 8. Neo-Gothic and Neoclassical buildings. Here, a residential building has been built in the style of a Gothic church tower using relatively modest modifications to the outer appearance. These apartments are styled like a Gothic church window to improve rather than degrade the skyline of a town. This building combines a glass curtain wall with stone pillars to give a classical aesthetic in a simple and cost-effective way. This building combines glass windows with simple yet classical tiered pillars. This limestone and glass building is simple, yet has a neoclassical appearance with the same pillars and windows used for the whole building. Molded pillars add a neoclassical appearance to these otherwise very simple 5-story terraced houses. This simple square glass building has molded stonework attached to each corner. The same molds can be used on all 4 corners and all 4 floors. Part 9. In the desert. Here, 12 buildings face onto a circular courtyard with pillars and a pool in the center which could be used as a common area. Deserts offer large amounts of space for cities without destroying biodiverse areas. Cloudless skies make solar power cheaper, helping to reduce the cost of desalination and air conditioning. This pyramid has passages to let light into the center and so that most floors have a roughly equal area. An inverted pyramid building can be far more stable than it appears if the four quarter beams continue as diagonal piles underground. This creates a large rooftop terrace, and the small footprint leaves space on the ground for a pool or garden. It is simple to build as it is made from support beams and only one standard size of triangular glass. Multi-story tents allow for cost-effective high-density construction, with opaque or transparent canvas instead of outer walls and windows. Part 10. Other buildings. A problem with apartments is you cannot park at the front door. This can be solved by building a residential building around a central multi-story car park, with double walls for sound isolation. A wide spiral road allows cars to get to the top floor with only 2 revolutions. Here apartments face onto an indoor pedestrian area. This isolates them from traffic noise and weather. This oval building has a 400-meter athletics track on the roof to save space in an urban area. An open style of building creates a less walled-in feeling. These manufactured pots are supported by columns containing lifts, stairs, and utilities. This isolates smells, damp, and noise. The idea of a fractal city is that every time a city grows to 9 times the area of its city center, a new larger city center was created on the edge. This allows it to expand indefinitely with suitable infrastructure for its size, and avoids the problem of a city center becoming too small and congested. Here roads are shown as lines, buildings are shown as dots, city centers are shown as squares, and parks are shown in green. Each time a new center is created, the infrastructure is also scaled. Here we can see a 3x3 block with 7 real estate blocks, a town center in the middle and a park on the center right. As the town expands, this itself becomes a block and a new 3x3 block around a larger city center. Then this new larger town is exactly the same layout with a town center in the middle and a park on the center right. As the town expands again, it does so around a new city center with another larger park and with wider roads and space for other transport options. This can continue indefinitely but is contingent on there being no urban sprawl outside the city limits, which needs to be kept clear of development, and on the city expansion direction always being planned ahead of demand. The more wildlife-friendly fractal city could have all transport underground, allowing uninterrupted movement for wildlife around circular wall towns. Once a 3x3 grid is full, a new central circular town can be created on the side 3 times the diameter of the previous central town. As development expands, new wall towns would be added to the underground transport network, for example following a hub-and-spoke model. Thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed some of the themes in this video.